Then we have the co-main event of the evening. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think I feel a little differently about this fight than a lot of other people. We got Gilbert Burns taking on Jorge Masvidal. Gilbert Burns is a grappler who has developed striking over time, and he's pretty good everywhere. His power's impressive, especially considering he's a 155-pounder that moved up. He's undersized for the division, but he's fast, he's powerful, and he's tough enough to hang with the elite. He dropped Usman a couple of fights ago and almost had him out. And more recently, he's coming off the absolute destruction of Neil Magny, where he needed less than 1 round to get the takedown and the submission. And he's taking on Jorge Masvidal, and he's incredibly well-rounded. He's a fantastic striker who has his own wrestling and a very good ground game himself. He's a no-nonsense guy. He went from like unknown journeyman to wild superstar after he punched Leon Edwards in the mouth backstage on camera. If some of you are newer here may not realize how George became the BMF and fought for that belt, all that crap, he was being interviewed backstage after his fight. Leon Edwards was talking some shit. Jorge Masvidal looked over, saw him, ran over, just pop, then came back and finished the interview like nothing happened. And ever since then, he shot to stardom, street Jesus, all that stuff. He was always a good striker, but in 2017, he lost to Wonderboy, took some time off, changed some things about his life in 2019, and then ever since then, he just had a new sense of purpose. He looked really comfortable out there. He seemed to have just greatly improved. The pre-2019 George, the post-2019 George are very, very different fighters. He's dangerous on his feet. He has an impressive 74% takedown defense. And if you look at his last couple of fights, the fact that he has a 74% takedown defense after fighting essentially nonstop wrestlers is very, very impressive. A lot of people are all over Gilbert here. But the betting line tells a different story. Anybody that has seen the line movement tracker, you will see that Gilbert Burns opened at minus 600, and now he's sitting at minus 450. And I'm in that camp. I'm in the, should Gilbert be this big of a favorite camp? Because I think Gilbert can win, right? He's going to be the pick. But Gilbert does not have the same takedowns as Kobe or Usman. And to assume he's just going to come in here and manhandle George to the ground is a bit of a stretch. If the fight stays standing, then George is going to have a huge advantage because even though Gilbert is tough and will stand toe-to-toe with you, he's not as technical, and George could absolutely light him up with a jab. So, again, George is going to be the pick. I do think he gets it done. I think it's just going to be like pressure, takedown attempts. But we've got two guys on the wrong side of 35, and they're both fighting in George's backyard. I'm not touching the minus 450 on Gilbert Burns. I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully the line tightens a little bit. I would touch Gilbert Burns at, and if this was a live stream with Jacob and I keep saying the words touch Gilbert Burns, he would have lit me up for that. Thank God he's just a lazy trash bag that's home doing nothing. Anyway, I would need the odds to be a lot less than minus 450 for me to bet on Gilbert because unlike a lot of other people, I see a path for Jorge Masvidal. Great takedown defense, great hands, very high fight IQ. I mean, George has been in there with the best for a very long time, and you could hate the guy, but he's very talented. So is Gilbert. Gilbert's the pick, not at minus 450. I'll keep my money.